Hi, my name is Macarena and today I'm going to talk to you about the division of Germany in the Cold War and the Berlin conflict. So, after World War II, the winning powers agreed on the vision of Germany as follows. As we can see here, on the one hand, the east of Germany was under the command of the Soviet Union, and the west was in the hands of France, England and the United States. And these three countries ruled more or less jointly. Berlin was on the eastern side, but since it was the capital, it was divided between the four countries, as we can see in this picture. These two parts of Germany were increasingly distancing due to the Cold War, which was a long period of tensions mainly between the USA and the Soviet Union, in which there was always the fear of war between them, but never came to comfort these two countries militarily or directly. And during this conflict, the threat of nuclear bombs stood out. So, because of the separation of the two zones, Germany was divided in two. On the west side, there was the Federal Republic of Germany, which was ruled by the Allies, and on the other half of the country, there was the German Democratic Republic, which was controlled by the Soviet Union. So, in the Federal Republic of Germany, there was capitalism, and because of this, there were higher salaries, there were more money, and there were more opportunities. So they all had a better life. But in the other part of the country, there was communism, so there were lower salaries, although there was also a lower price of living, and they were really controlled by the government, and they also had an economic crisis. So many people emigrated from the east side to the west side, and for example in Berlin, which was divided into two, people usually traveled to Berlin in the day to work there and to earn more money because there the salaries were higher, and then return back and live in the east side because there the price of living was much lower. The Soviets saw this as a big threat, and so on the night of August 13 of 1961, they decided to build the Berlin Wall so that people would stop emigrating to the other side of Germany. At first, it was a barbed wire fence, but then they built a concrete one. The communist government defended itself by saying that it was not made so that people could not escape, but that it was a defense barrier against capitalism. Besides, this wall was not illegal, since it was built in the Eastern Territory, so they could not do anything about it. In addition, they cut off all connections to West Germany, such as the subway or any other transport connection. Many people tried to cross the wall to the other side since its construction was done overnight, and many people stayed on the opposite side of the wall from where their family was, or they simply wanted a better life. The problem was that the wall was constantly guarded by guards who were ordered to shoot if any person tried to escape, and there were also police dogs towards the wall. At first, people tried to escape through the windows of the buildings near the wall, for example, but the authorities became aware of this and increasingly put more and more measures in place to prevent this from happening, such as evicting these buildings. More and more intelligence was needed to escape. An interesting case was a man who dressed as a soldier and managed to cross to the other side, taking advantage of a change of wards in the watchtowers with a zip line that came out of there. The tunnels also stood out since overland the wall became too dangerous to escape. For trying, 260 people died and thousands of them were arrested, but more than 5,000 people made it across. The Soviet government stopped sending aid to East Germany, which caused a great social unrest. Freedom of speech became real and people began to criticize the government. Finally, after many revolts and strikes by citizens, and after an important Soviet official said in an interview that the law that would allow citizens to cross from one side to the other side was already in force, on the night of November 9th of 1989, Germans living on the eastern side were free to cross to the other side, and some of them were reunited with their families. And they also destroyed the Berlin Wall. This was the beginning of the end of the URSS, as its economy was greatly weakened. The following year, in the 2+4 treaty, the powers returned their own sovereignty to Germany, so they made Germany an independent country. And this is all. I hope you liked it. Bye.